I never thought that I would be unemployed at 25, living alone in Cape Town, but here we are. And today we are crunching the numbers. So if you've ever wondered how much it costs to actually live alone in Cape Town, and if it is as unattainable as people make it seem, then this is the video for you, because we're getting into the nitty-gritties to see where we can cut costs. So the biggest chunk of your money in Cape Town is going to go to rent, because the rental market in Cape Town is a bit insane. So I would say you can expect to pay like plus minus 10k on average for rent, plus minus 10k on average for rent. And then in terms of utilities, my situation is different because I live in shared accommodation, so I can't control the consumption or usage of electricity or water. We just all use it, and then at the end of the month they split it amongst all the tenants equally, so I can't control that. But on average I pay around like 500 rand for electricity, and then water about like 200 rand. But because this property is managed by a property company, there are also all these other random costs. So we have to pay for contribution to cleaning materials, which is around like 200 rand, and I think that also includes the cleaner that comes to clean like the communal areas. And then there's also a user tenant charge, I think that's like to use their systems or something, which is about 140. There's a consumption management fee, which is about 75 rand. So there's also these other like small nyana costs, but that comes to about like on average about 1,000 rand extra on top of your rent. So that's the tea with utilities. Some months it can be more, like in winter I paid around like 800 rand for electricity. I think at some point I even paid 1,000 rand. I wanted to scream. So thank God I am temporarily unemployed during summer, and I hope that by the end of this month actually I will have a job, so I won't even need to be stressed about the winter utilities. But yeah, that's the tea on rent. The way you can work around it is, if you live further out of the city, you can definitely pay cheaper prices for rent, but then you are maybe going to spend more on transportation or just the inconvenience of commuting for long. But if you have a car, then great, because you can literally live a little bit outside of the city and just use your car to get around and pay cheaper rent. Obviously shared accommodation is also cheaper, but it's not necessarily the best option, especially as an adult, because you do want your space, your privacy, and just to be able to also control the consumption of things like electricity, water, etc. Because I feel like if I lived alone, I would pay around like 200, 300 for electricity. I don't know if you guys live alone, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I would be paying way less. And then when it comes to groceries, I feel like you could spend on average plus minus